Hey guys, I'm Dimension Jumper. Today I'm doing my top 5 possibilities that could appear in Marvel Spider-Man 2. Now, like with God of War, Ragnarok, there was a trailer released like a few weeks ago for Marvel Spider-Man 2. I think it was a part of the whole Sony PlayStation showcase thingy. And in one of the games that they showed, apart from God of War Ragnarok and I think some other games, was Marvel Spider-Man 2, and I'm really excited to see how the game unfolds and see the story of that game and how both Craven and Venom will work in that game and how they could be a foil to both Peter and Miles. And I think that'll be something quite cool and interesting. And today I'm just really going over some possibilities that could appear in the game. Now, for number 5 is a possible cameo or possibly a full appearance of the Green Goblin. Now, the Green Goblin is pretty much the Joker to Spidey's Batman, in a sense, in which the Green Goblin is probably the most well-known Spider-Man villain in Spidey's Rogues Gallery, and I would like to see if it's like a cameo or such stuff. I would like to see Norman in like a mid-credit scene to like have to see Norman have this like sort of serum type of thing, because let's say he was critically injured during, let's say, a fight between, let's say, Peter and Miles and Spider-Man against maybe either Venom or Craven, and then during that fight Norman would get brutally injured or near close to death. So what he does, let's say in a mid-credit scene, or or during the battle, or after the battle, he injects himself with the serum, but thinking he's going to be all healed again. But instead he becomes the Green Goblin, and if that would be cool to see in a mid-credit scene. But if he takes the serum thing, like let's say after the fight between let's say Peter and Miles against Craven or Venom, we could possibly see Norman sort of like dazed, sort of, and sort of like he's just woken up from like a long sleep, and then he walks off screen, and then we can hear a cackle, kind of like how the Green Goblin does it, like how Willem Dafoe does it in the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man film. It would be something cool like that, and then we could possibly see like a Green Goblin mask or something, or a pumpkin bomb, or a glider or something like that. That'd be something cool to see if we do see some kind of like concept of the Green Goblin. For number 4 is Craving Hideouts. Now, with the hideouts, I think they're a nice sort of challenge in the previous games with Marvel Spider-Man for 2018 and Miles Morales game, and I do enjoy those parts of the game, because you have to do like these sort of small challenges and just beat down on like various enemies, and I would like to see some Craven hideouts. And let's say maybe Craven has brought some, let's say, mercenary guys who also, like Craven, like the enjoy of the hunt, but not on the same level as Craven. Maybe like they understand. Maybe let's say the mercenaries enjoy the same sort of views as Craven, but they're not on the same exact level, if I'm making myself clear. And I would like to see these Craven hideouts being all like jungle sort of themed, and sort of like their own thing. Whereas like if you look at the Wilson Fisk, Roxxon Underground and Sable hideouts, I felt like they kind of felt the same. They kind of like blended together into one. And with the Craven hideouts, I would love to see a new sort of change to it. Like we could see like some jungle type areas, or maybe we can like something along those lines. And I would really like to see something new and different to the new hideout system. For number 3 is the Spider-Man black suit, or the symbiote suit, depending on who you ask. Now, I think the black suit is possibly one of the most well-known suits in Spider-Man like lore, I think, or in his history in the comics, because that suit becomes Venom, and I would like to see that make an appearance in the game, in which, let's say, after the events of Spider-Man Miles Morales, we see Harry and Norman like in the first opening minutes of the game, and we see Harry being all better and all fine and stuff like that, but then we see like a bit of goo, kind of like, let's say, fall off his body, like let's say off his arm or something, or his shoulder or something like that, and then we see it fall down a drain, and then Peter, he looks at it, or it latches onto Peter by if he's like, you know, during a fight or something, and then that could become the black suit. And then when Peter finds out that, oh, this thing is corrupting my mind, I'm not thinking straight, I'm not acting myself, he tries and gets rid of it, and then that becomes Venom, and then it attaches itself to, like, let's say Harry or something, and that would be something quite cool to see, seeing like the events of like Peter trying to get his mind back from the black suit and trying to like get his thoughts together and stuff like that. And then when we do get to see Venom fully, we can see what Venom's going to look like. I think it's going to be hopefully a lot like the comics, hopefully, like with Venom, and that'll be something quite cool to see. For number 2 is new suits. Now this is kind of similar to my previous point, but I would like to see more suits from Spider-Man's gallery of suit making stuff. So I think we've seen like a lot in I think in the 2018 game, a lot of well-known suits like the Future Foundation suit, his homemade suit in Homecoming. We also got to see like a lot of other suits like the Sam Raimi suit, the Amazing Spider-Man suit, and even the Far From Home suit. And for the second game, I would like to see other suits from like other films or TV shows or comics and stuff like that. And one could be like, let's say, the suit from the Japanese TV Spider-Man suit. I think that'd be quite interesting to see in a game, and maybe as like a sort of like maybe as for like laughs, he could have his Spider-Ham suit, which is basically Spider-Ham. For a quick recap for you guys who might not know about him, Spider-Ham is basically a spider who got bitten by a radioactive pig, and then became Spider-Ham, who's a pig who has spider powers, but is actually a spider. Get my drift? Awesome. So I would like to see like a suit, like those kind of suits appear in the game, and hopefully some more other suits. Maybe like the No Way Home suit that we got to see like in the trailers. Maybe that suit as well. Maybe there's something. And for number 1 is a Peter and Miles tag team, and I would like to see this possibly in boss fights and maybe some Craven Hideouts, because we could have like let's say in one of the boss fights we can see like we can play as like a part of the fight as Spider-Man, or as like Peter Parker Spider-Man, and then for another part of the fight we can play as Miles Morales Spider-Man, and maybe the other Spider-Man can help us out. Like let's say if we're playing as Miles Morales, he can use his electricity to like electrify his webs, and then Pete can like amplify that with his own taser webs or something like that, and that'd be something quite cool to see, like both Peter and Miles teaming up and using their own unique styles together as one to try to defeat this hideout or this particular boss, or anything that might come in their way during the fights. And I would love to see that sort of thing in the game. So yeah, I think that'd be something quite cool. So that's been my top 5 possibilities I would like to see in Marvel's Spider-Man 2. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.